I'd be like, do you get like enough for coffees and things like that, or not really?
Like £50 like every couple months.
Oh, okay. I
Every
mean,
few
that's enough for
months.
coffees.
Exactly, yeah, it really is. I think if I put more effort into my videos, it would be more, but nah.
I kind of think so as well. Like, not saying you don't put effort in, but I think like you could do well streaming. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I just can't be asked.
If you ever decide to drop out of university in your last year.
Yeah, nah. Once I'm only doing a job, then it'll be a bit easier, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a lot. Okay, I've just realized that I've started streaming, but I'm just sharing the Google page that says artificial vanilla skunk.
oh, I love
So
it.
if anyone joins and has no clue what's happening. Okay, let's go. I have a massive fear that I didn't update the web page in the past 2 weeks. I must have, I don't know, who knows. If I haven't, we're gonna do kanji. Because I haven't checked that we've actually done much kanji. So if I had, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do you remember where we got to last time?
I think we just did chapter 22.
Ooh, we might be. I was reading that. I can give you a link to the page, Volpe. I can give you a link to the page on, what was it? Beaver. What? No, Badger. Badger. Plans.
Everyone's so keen now.
I remember I remember where I got up to. I started writing the verbs.
Yeah.
Because basically the next lesson would have been verbs, or will be verbs. And I was like, I hate doing this because I hate having to explain these. So let's see how far I got with this, so we can at least start something. I could always go to my old lessons as well. I have like PowerPoints, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we've got to.
God, PowerPoint. Hell yeah.
They're like my really old like, so before I started paying for Squarespace, there was only so much I could put on here. So I originally only planned to like keep this like free Squarespace, and just put my homework on here for students. And then like I started putting so much effort in, I was like, oh, why don't I just move all of my classes to here? And then I was like, so I have like old ones, but the old PowerPoints, the grammar's usually right, but they're not the words I want you to learn because I had to like fix it to have all of the GCSE stuff in and M5. Okay, look at the new font. Whee! So much cleaner.
I'm not sharing your screen.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, that would help.
We're gonna get it one day. We'll get it.
Okay, let's go.
I know what screen I'm looking at because I've got the screen up, but you're not showing the screen.
Okay, so Japanese verbs. We'll see how well I've done this because I literally got like a few minutes into doing this and I wanted to just like not do it ever again. It's literally just this page and the next page of introducing verbs because I wanted to, basically, I'll give you like the lowdown. I wanted to do it quite detailed, and just explain everything well. And I got to the point where I was like, am I being too detailed? And would it actually be easier if I just kind of like led with example and let people figure it out? And unfortunately, the answer to that depends literally on the person. And sometimes being too detailed can confuse some people, and sometimes not being detailed enough can confuse others. And then I wanted to cry. So yeah, not literally cry, but yeah. Okay, introduction to Japanese verbs. So in this class, we're going to take a first look at using verbs in Japanese. Japanese has 3 types of verbs. It has ru verbs, it has u verbs, it has irregular verbs. I think you already know a bit about Japanese verbs, or no?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, okay, like keeping it secret. Maybe not.
Maybe. I genuinely I don't know, my brain feels like it's been wiped in the last 2 months, so.
Just gonna clean my like camera because I think that's why it's fuzzy. Oh, that is so much better.
Oh, I can't see you.
Oh no, don't worry. I meant on like where I'm streaming from. Okay, so each type of verb.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Very fuzzy. I can't see you at all.
Pixie is a bit quiet. I can turn you up. Actually, no, I can't. You're on the loudest. You'll go. Let me turn you up on my voice settings.
I'm really loud on my stream, so.
Say something.
Hello.
I think that's louder. Okay, let's go.
Is that better?
Wow, that is really loud. Yep, no, that's great.
I'll move the mic away.
No,
Okay,
no, no, no.
better?
It was on my settings. I turned you up. It's fine. Don't worry.
Ah.
Okay, each type of verb has a different conjugation rules, but don't worry, Japanese verbs conjugation follows like quite strict rules. There's a few exceptions, but generally they do what they're meant to do. And it only has 2 irregulars versus English, which has over 100. And even better is that in English, some of the beginner verbs are irregular. So what I mean by this is in English, generally to get past tense, you should add ed onto the end. Like, so for example, I can't think, walk, walked. However, a lot of basic English verbs don't follow that rule. So eat, ate. It's not eated, it's ate. Sleep,
Yeah.
slept.
Slept.
Run,
Run,
ran.
ran.
Yeah. Japanese generally does follow the rules, apart from 2 irregulars. So yeah, that already makes life a lot easier. You're not going to have to learn loads of different words and different ways of conjugating for like literally one random word.
Yeah.
If you're new to conjugation, to oversimplify it, it's changing the verb form to make it past tense, future tense, etc. An example would be changing eat to ate or walk to walked.
I can't hear ate now without being like she ate.
She
Like, that's all I hear.
From she eats to she ate.
She ate.
Okay, let's look at 3 verb types below. This could have been where I got like really confused, like I don't want to do anymore. Oh no, we've got something there. Okay,
When
identify.
I'm writing my thesis, I'm like, is there more?
I feel like I'm doing homework.
Yeah.
Okay, I introduced verbs in the word list in their dictionary form. So, ooh, go and have a look at this word list.
I love that you're surprised by it. Ooh. Slay.
Look at me. So the funniest thing is like some of these I did write so long ago and I'll just be like, did I do this? Oh my God, yes, I did.
You're like, good for you, bro, you ate.
Okay, so this would be the word list for this week that we actually completely went over. So basically, I introduced words in the word list in their short form, their dictionary form. This is because A, you need to know this form. You can't do what I did, where basically back when I was in school as a beginner, I was like, oh, we're using tabemasu and like nemasu. I don't need to know taberu. I'm just going to save myself tons of time and not learn that. I'm just going to learn the word as tabemasu. I don't know why I did this. I do because I'm lazy. But that's basically what happened. And I made my life a lot harder. So I was tempted to put like okiru plus okimasu next to it, but the amount of people that will do exactly what I did, thinking it's a good idea and realizing it's not, is a notable amount.
Criminal.
Yeah. So we do this. We have it in its short form here, and you have to learn how to conjugate the verbs, or you can literally just write your own notes saying that okiru and then put okimasu next to it, and then do what I did, and learn the hard way. So we have okiru to wake up.
Yep.
You gonna say it?
No.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay. Did it. Next.
Taberu,
Taberu.
cool, to eat. Neru,
Neru.
to sleep. Miru.
Miru.
Hey, autumn's moon. Hello. I can't type to them, so now I have to say hello because I'm on my phone.
So, hello, friends.
Okay, so we have breakfast, asa gohan.
Asa gohan.
So gohan actually means like rice meal. It doesn't have to be a meal with rice though. It also means breakfast. Asa, morning. So morning rice meal, morning meal. Lunch, hiru gohan.
Hiru gohan.
We also had in like a really early word list, unless I changed it since then, we had hiru yasumi, which means lunch break, which is literally midday and then to rest. So we have hiru gohan, midday meal, and then hiru, yasumi, midday, break.
Mm-hmm.
We then have bangohan,
Bangohan.
konbanwa, so good evening, evening meal. Miso shiro. Oh my god, shiru. Oh my gosh.
Shiro?
Yeah, miso shiru. Ignore me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I always say shido. I feel like it probably is shido, and I've probably just been saying it wrong my entire life. Pizza.
All right. Pizza.
Nice. Gohan.
Gohan.
I wonder what that means.
Rice meal.
Yay. Ringo.
Bingo.
Apple. News.
News.
Guess what it means?
News.
DVD.
DVD. F's in the chat for DVDs, man.
Have fun spelling that one. I actually think in the exams you can literally write DVD.
Most likely.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I see it sometimes when I see CD.
Yeah.
Like in some, like when I'm reading something slightly like in Japanese, it will just say CD, and I'm like,
yes.
cheeky. So I guess it's kind of like it almost is like a little bit of a brand to a certain degree,
Mm-hmm.
or like an acronym is like, I guess you wouldn't need to spell out an acronym, but yeah, it's still strange.
Yeah, I guess like as well, ATM would be a good example. Like
Yes.
ATM.
Yes. Yeah, because you wouldn't spell it out.
Yeah. We then have.
What does ATM even mean? Sorry, that's ADHD. No.
Automated time money. Automatic transfer of money. I don't know. I have no clue.
Transferring machine.
Should I look it up?
Someone Google it, Volpe.
Yeah, someone. Yeah,
Find it.
you
Find
find
me
it.
the answer.
Okay, we then have the or particle marks direct objects. Everyone hates it. We don't have it in English. It's one of those lovely particles that you just kind of have to learn. I mean, I'll explain this later, and it might be later because we'll see if it's on this lesson. I have a strange feeling it's not. Should be on this lesson. I might even go into Squarespace and just kind of like make you some notes on this, and we'll see how it goes. But this one.
Automated teller machine.
Oh, okay. We got most of it.
Yeah.
Automated teller machine. Okay. So basically, usually when I explain the or particle, no, we'll do it when we get into the actual thing. I was going to say something like, generally it's going to go between a verb and a noun. I would almost say it's like the default particle between a verb and a noun. So if you're not going to somewhere, if there's nothing else you can think of that's going to go in there, it's probably the or particle. If I were trying to explain it to someone who doesn't get it, but we're actually going to do a lesson at some point on this or something on this, but my kind of like, oh, you still don't get it would be just chuck it in there if you can't think of any other particle to put in. Like if you're not going to the shop, then it's probably going to be the or particle if you're watching TV or something. Let's see what Raven we have. Look at that lovely font. Ah,
I got so much nicer than the ugly font.
It wasn't that ugly. No, it was a bit. Okay.
Terebi o mimaska.
Yay. Do you watch TV?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
DVD ga arimasu ka?
Cool. Do you have other DVDs?
Watashi wa niusu o mimasu.
Yay.
Ringo to pizza o kudasai.
Cool.
Neko o
Neko.
wa. What?
Yep.
What?
Wa.
Wa. Wa? But then what's the next one?
Nemas.
Nemas. I was like, I got confused on that one for a second.
It's fine. I was kind of like, is it because you expected or?
No.
Yeah. Cool.
I was like, was worth there?
It's because the cat is the thing that's doing the verb, so we mark it with wa, not or if that's anything, but yeah.
I love that like was at the beginning as well. Like, you disregarded it.
That's
The
why
two
I
and two
was so
together. I was
confused.
like my brain just went a bit melty for a second. Ino wa okimasu.
Yay. Oh my god, why does it...
Oh.
Oh!
Shiro.
I need to...
Miso. Shiro. I think it's Shiro.
I think
don't know,
it's Shiro. Shiro? I feel like I've always said miso shiro. But it could
Miso
be
Shiro.
Shiro. Oh my
Miso
gosh.
Shiro,
I feel like
oh,
Volpe, can
Tabaman.
you look up? I'm like that using.
Everybody close your eyes till she figures it out. No one else is allowed to learn Japanese anymore. Miso Shiro. Shiro or Shiro?
It's definitely she. I don't know if it's ro or ru. I've always said
It's
shiro.
ro. I think it's ro.
Okay.
Miso Shiru. No, I got Shiru. But
It's going to be shiru then, because I usually put this through a checker and it usually checks them all.
Circle in the bottom. Yeah, so Miso Shiru desu ne.
That's because I wrote this one myself and I always get these ones checked beforehand. So a mistake went through. That is how. Damn, I just feel like miso shiro sounds better. Like
It
white
does sound nicer, to be
miso. But yeah.
We can't do the British thing and just give people the language we want them to.
Well,
no, your language sucks. Here's a different one.
I mean, maybe if I put it on here enough, it will start something.
Infiltrating people. That's the British way.
I love how I just lost all my viewers.
Yeah. They're like, ew.
Anyway.
Oh, you found it weird because I googled miso shiro and still got that as a result, even though miso shiru.
Maybe everyone like struggles with this. Maybe everyone.
Maybe he's right.
Maybe a British person has already influenced me.
They've already done the hard work for you. Asa gohan o tabemasu. Imoto wa hiru. Hiru?
Yes.
Hiru gohan o tabemasu. Because I remember you say that the one with the little circle in that it doesn't mean the one with the O in it.
Yes.
Because it's the opposite.
Exactly.
Kazoku to bangohan o tabemasu.
Cool. I eat dinner with my family.
Never eat dinner with my family. My family don't exist. I'm joking. They do exist. I just don't like them. Like you do. I'm joking. I'm doing it for the bit. God.
I was like, I bet they watch all your streams, and I just like, oh.
My mum doesn't even know how to use YouTube. If I did it on Facebook, she'd understand it, but
Facebook stream. Okay.
That kind of attention.
Identifying the verb. I introduced verbs in the word list in their dictionary form, as we just said. This is like their unconjugated form, basically. It's like pretty plain. And the form you use for present tense casual speech when we get onto that, which we're going to learn later. The reason I put that in is so that people don't do what I did and miss short form. It's really important. You save your self a lot of work later if you learn these forms. Verbs in Japanese in their dictionary form all have their final character in the u column. So fun little fact there.
No, I didn't understand that. Can you explain that again? So they all have their last character. Japanese verbs in Japanese in their dictionary form, which is unconjugated.
Yeah, so their short form / dictionary form, which is basically the same thing, all have their final character, so the final letter of their word. So taberu, nomu, kiku, miru. Yeah, it's all in this column, this row. Yeah, column, I'm right. They're in this column. Okay. So, verbs. Verbs ending in iru, eru. Keep in mind, this means the sound iru, eru, not specifically e and e. So for example, 例えば taberu ends in beru, but an eru sound, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like, it doesn't literally have to be the character iru. It can
But
be
it
like,
still sounds like a taberu.
yeah. So it can basically be, where are we at?
But it's going to be that anyway because it's beru, so it's going to be beru.
Yeah, I just meant like it doesn't have to be the hiragana eru. It can be be, it can be ke, it can be like, yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. It could be any other syllable. Let's just use that as a very like yeah. Doesn't have to be an S sound. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all of those. Verbs. This is like a new feature as well. It's kind of like just throwing it out there.
You're like, oh, look at my shiny new toy.
Verbs ending in everything else. So the rest of the u column, including aru, uru, oru. So just because it's an ru ending does not mean that it is a ru verb. If it's iru, eru, then it's a ru verb. If it's aru, uru, oru, it is an u verb. The best way to remember this is to remember iru, eru, not everything else. So if it's iru, eru, it's a ru verb. Anything else, u verb. I know. Hey, Vinit.
I feel like I'm going dizzy. What?
So,
Can we have an example? You're just saying iru, eru.
Iru, eru.
I just feel like you're saying. Right. So, can you give me some examples of the second lot?
So
that's not iru, eru.
This is everything. Anything in this little u column, including aru, uru, oru. So that's why I got the ru. Sorry, I've got the ru highlighted because that one's kind of like the special one. So all of these like kind of beige color highlights in the u column are going to definitely be an u verb. Okay. When we get to this ru, eru, eru ending, so anything that's like I, ki, shi, chi, ni, hi, mi, ri, ke, e, se. I've just realized you can't even see me tapping the screen. Te, ne, be, me, re. So anything in this column and that column is going to be a ru verb. Anything in this column, and this column is going to be an u verb.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to get it right now, but I'll get it.
Don't worry. I still stick by the easiest thing to remember or the easiest thing to look for is to kind of ignore everything. Don't try and class like everything else and just look for anything ending in iru or eru.
Okay.
And this, again, it can include ta, beru.
That green one.
Yes, you're looking for that.
Okay.
So literally as I write here, the best way to think of this is to look for ru verbs. So you don't want to look for u verbs. Most endings will be an u verb. You're looking for ru verbs, as there's a lot less endings. Does it end in iru, eru? No, then it's an u verb.
Can you give me an example of an u verb, please?
We haven't introduced any yet, but maybe nomu, to drink, N-O-M-U.
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hi, are you English? Yes. We are.
She's British. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. Actually, we have introduced one. So watch out for words like wakaru, which means to understand.
Okay.
Yes. It ends in ru. However, it's an u verb, as the previous sound to ru is a. So wakaru. Aru.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one is, it's aru. It's not iru, eru, it's aru, wakaru.
Okay.
Just a note. Okay, so this is actually really important. And don't worry about it right now. Wait till I come to the end of this, what I'm about to say. There are a few exceptions. So, and don't worry. So an early introduction would be kaeru, which means to return. So what does this sound like? Kaeru. Kaeru.
Yeah, it sounds like a bloody edu, but
Yeah.
it's not. But it's not.
No. So which means to return. It isn't, it sounds like a do verb. So that should be classed as a do verb. It like there's nothing about it that shouldn't be a do verb. However, for some reason, it is an u verb. I don't know why. It's just like an exception. There are very, 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 very few of these. And this is where I got like really confused because I remember learning about u verbs and uru verbs. And I was like, why do I even learn which one's an u verb and which one's a uru verb if there's exceptions? Like, how does this work? There are so few exceptions. The only one I can think of that you will come across in like the next year is kaeru. So don't worry, there are exceptions, but there are so few that you should still follow the rules. It will work.
So kaeru is an u verb, not a lu verb.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be a do verb. It looks like it follows all the rules of a
It's
do
like,
verb.
it's like an u, sounds like a lu, but it's actually an u.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Okay.
because for some reason, who knows?
Live, laugh, love, and then.
We then have irregular verbs. There's just two of these. There is suru, to do, and kuru, to come.
Yeah.
Both follow their own conjugation rules. They're both pretty common words, so you do get a good like amount of practice with them. They're not too difficult.
Yeah.
Cool. You're like, yes, not too difficult. Okay, let me.
Don't even tell you the differences between verbs in my own language.
So, funnily enough, this was actually a problem I had when I first started studying.
We don't learn what conjugations and things like that is,
Yeah.
do we?
I
We
think
don't know what words actually mean in English. We just know that they are words.
so. I think I remember like back when I was like 5. I would have been about 10 because I remember doing them in one of my classrooms in primary school, but we didn't learn like conjugations in that
I didn't
sense.
understand what it was, no. And
Yeah.
I studied English up until A level, and I don't remember ever knowing what that word means.
Exactly.
And
It
I'm like, I was just reading Romeo and Juliet, but not actually understanding how the English language works. Like, make it make sense.
so it is kind of like difficult. There's no way around that, unfortunately, but you just kind of get used to it. Enjoy. Okay, let's see what
It was wild.
let's see what I have that's not been published, and let's hope this makes sense. So basically, the way I do it is I introduce ru verbs to begin with, and then the next lesson I introduce u verbs. We do it separately, so you get to like get used to one and then the other, rather than me being like, okay, this is a new, this is a new. Like we'll just see how it goes. Introduction to ru verbs.
That'd be a good game then to try and figure out which one it is.
Ooh, yeah, I could make one of those. Let's maybe put it at the front here or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I could make one. It would help me learn.
Or you can do that.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. What is it? What should we call it? Verb game? God, that sounds horrible. That sounds so-
Verb game.
Verb game, guys. Don't get too excited. It'll be really depressing. But it might be a good one to be like, which is this verb? Which is this verb? Which is this verb?
Yeah.
Which category would it come under?
Yeah.
But I suppose we don't have that many examples
So what I
that
would
we've learned to this point.
do in that case is I would probably give you, and this is rare for me, but I would probably give you 22, 20, 23, 24, 25, and 26 like verbs, just so that you have a good amount there, because you're going to learn them all in the next 4 lessons. And you know how much I hate doing that, being like, okay, we're going to go forward. But I do agree, it will help you learn them. So I'll give you those ones, or maybe even up to lesson 30s. And I won't tell you which ones are which. No,
Well, you're
maybe
gonna
I
figure
will.
it out and then I can bring it back to you and you can mark it.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you're like, actually, that is a lot of work if I do it wrong, in which case I will tell you
No,
which
because
one.
I'll just give you an Excel sheet, like where I've put the answers next to it, and if it's right, then I'll input it
Yeah.
into the code.
Yeah. I mean, I can also like change it if you want. I could like, I can usually figure out how to do that much. So
I don't want to put the wrong code in and learn the wrong code, so
yeah.
So I'll just put, I'm happy to do it that way, because I've got to make a word list like array anyway. So
Okay. I'm like, people are probably like, what are they on about? Were you going to do it kind of like to go in your big kind of like thing as it is now, or did you want to make it like as a separate thing to go on one of these mini lessons?
so what, like the word list that I've got?
I don't know. I meant, are you going to put it in your big, like your big thing you're making? Like, I'm like, I don't want to say it on here in case like,
Yeah. The games.
your games that you're making. Or did you want to make like a mini separate game? What were you thinking?
I don't know, probably be separate, and then I could maybe integrate it.
Okay. Whatever suits you. You make what you make, and I'll try and find some places for them. Whatever like works as well as in terms of like if it helps you learn.
Yes, exactly. It will help me learn.
Cool. Okay, let me go back to this.
The more I think of it as a title, the more nerdy it feels. Yeah, because it is nerdy, that's why. There's nothing, there's no two ways about it.
Verbs. Verb game.
Verb game.
Okay, yeah. So in this class, we look at how to conjugate Ru verbs. Ru verbs are easiest to conjugate. So yeah, we're starting with the easiest. So let's go straight into it, apparently. As a reminder, Nihongo, Japanese, is subject, object, verb, which means the verb comes at the end of the sentence. Instead of saying I eat ramen in Japanese, we say I ramen eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3 beginner conjugations. Using the verb miru to see as an example, let's look at 3 basic conjugations you need to know as a beginner. I think this is where I started to get like, I hate my life, because trying to figure out the best way to kind of display information sometimes gives me a headache.
I'm so glad you got to chapter 20 something before you started to hate your life. That's really sweet.
The best part is once I'm done with like these 2 introduction chapters, it will be fine again. My life will be beautiful. It's just introducing verbs, and like it's literally like your face earlier was like, I do not get this, and I'm like, damn it.
That's just me as well, because you just said the same thing in different fonts. Like, you just said the same thing again and again, and I was like, all right.
Okay, so we have the dictionary / short form. This is the one we've already mentioned. It's important to know how to conjugate a verb from its dictionary form. Therefore, all verbs will be introduced in their dictionary form. So we have it here, miru.
Mm-hmm.
Stem form.
Miru.
Yeah, miru.
Miru is, for God's sakes, the dictionary form is to do something. It's not the present, is it?
No, so miru is to see.
Yeah, but it's not it's not tense specific.
Yeah, so miru is just the form you'll find it in its dictionary. It's just kind of like basic. It's also okay. It's also like casual speech. So because Japanese has different like levels of politeness, the first one you have to learn is to speak a bit more formally. I did consider when I started doing these to actually introduce casual speech first, because it would be so much easier to be like terebi o miru and not have to teach you the conjugations to begin with. However, everyone learns for different reasons, and you can't send a load of people like to Japan and have them speaking casually. So to people they don't know. I'm sure people would understand, but I didn't want to be. I just didn't want to do that.
It doesn't feel like morally like good, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like for learning, it probably is easier. Like I don't know. I don't find any books that do this, and I think there's a reason that books don't do this. But yeah, I think it's
then
exactly.
I think that's the same in English. You don't teach people like slang, casual English first. You teach people like book English, right? And then they learn the casual by kind of like the context of the conversation. I feel like the casualness is a bit more socially constructed.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
That's a very wanky way to describe that. Whatever.
One thing I will say though, is that you kind of can start listening out for casual speech because you technically are learning it at the same time, because you know the word miru now. You know that is the casual version of to see. So you can start listening out for that in TV shows and things. So yeah, it's dictionary form. That's the first form we're learning. We then have the STEM form, and this one seems really unimportant now, especially if you were me 5 years ago and just decided everything seemed unimportant. So just my little warning, it's not. Apparently it's introduced because we actually need it. So STEM form is the dictionary form, but you drop the final do. So it is just me. STEM form,
Nice.
it's basically an essential stage in many verb conjugations, and learning how to find the STEM form will make your later lessons much easier, because for now, technically, it is a stage in conjugating to mass form, which is just kind of the form we're going to go towards. It's basically saying, I eat. This is how we're going to do it. However, most people probably do it the lazy way, including me, or I think this is how I used to do it. I would go from miru, drop the ru, add mass. You are technically doing this. You're going miru, mi mas, but a lot of people don't think of it like that. I recommend thinking of it like that. I recommend adding the extra stage in and being like, what is the STEM form? So miru, mi mas. Because when we get onto more complicated verb conjugations, they will have a step that is a bit more important, find the STEM form. Or even not that, there's a few things that literally are left in their STEM form. So for example, I'm going to go watch a movie would be mini iku, go and watch, go and see. So there are some things that are left in its STEM form. Basically, it is important. We then have mass form. This is where I used to hate textbooks because they would call it present affirmative, and just going by what you just said, where you're like, I don't remember doing conjugations, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. This means it's present form, so I eat, I sleep, and affirmative, so not negative, not I don't sleep, I do sleep. Cool.
That's a very weird way to describe it.
Present affirm.
Affirmative. Very American.
It's literally how all the books call it. So there's a part of me that would love to just call it mass form, but then if someone else is using another book and they see present affirmative, that might confuse them. So
exactly, yeah.
Mass form is standard polite speech used in everyday conversation with colleagues, acquaintances, and strangers, and that is why we have to learn it.
Makes sense.
It's the most commonly used form, and typically the form you're going to study first. I don't actually know if it's the most commonly used, but it is the form you're going to need the most. Unless you're only planning on talking to your friends there and zero strangers.
I don't have any friends. So no.
Well then. Present affirmative means it's present tense and affirming rather than negative. So just as I said, I will affirm. So when a word's introduced in the word list, it will be in dictionary form. I've already said this, but I just want to throw it in there a million times apparently. It'll be in its dictionary form. It's your job to conjugate it into its mass form, ready to use in everyday speech. So I put it in dictionary form to make you try and learn.
Yeah, have the complexity in it.
Okay, so this is where it looks like I crashed out and wanted to cry. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to the word list, and I'm going to get you to conjugate.
Okay. God dang it.
What if the word list wants to show up? Okay, I want you to take these top 3 and turn them into their mass form. Top 4, in fact.
So would you remove, so what you said is you would take them from their dictionary form to their STEM form, and then take them from their STEM form to their present affirmative?
Yes. when you get used to this, you can like not think of it as like I have to do all of this. You can literally just think drop do ad mass. But I just want to be horrible and be like, hey, remember
Yeah,
the
that
stem
makes
form
sense.
exists.
So it would be oki. You would take off the ru.
Yeah.
Okiru.
Yeah,
And then you say okimasu.
yeah, okimasu.
Okimasu. And then you say tabe. Remove the ru to make it into its stem form.
Mm-hmm.
Tabimasu.
Yeah, perfect.
Niru, that's the dictionary form. Take off the ru to make it the stem form. And then it would be ne mas would make it the present affirmative.
Yes.
And then miru, take off the ru, make it mi. Then you do mimas.
Cool. Perfect. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is because
My pronunciation was actually too bad. Now I'm actually pretty bad at that. And I should be tired more often.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be mean for a... Actually, I'm going to let you... No, I'm going to let you choose. No. I am not going to let you choose, actually. We're going to do a tiny bit of kanji.
Trustful. Fuck, kanji, are you joking?
I know, ridiculous. Okay, we'll start with an easy one.
Okay.
Easier one. Mainly because, like,
Maya.
I've not made you do
Oh,
any
you
kanji.
You did it in Canva, you little sweetheart. That's so sweet.
So I used to like edit it half on Canva, half on like Apple's terrible like basic movie maker thing. And I realized like a few days ago I can edit it all on Canva, and I've been spending absolutely ages.
You can make it like a video and stuff. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
So the first few times I tried to do it, it kind of messed up the audio for some reason, and I'm like, maybe it was my fault. It probably was my fault. Like,
Kanji can be Canva can be a bit janky though. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll blame them. Got
it. Because it's a web-based app, isn't it? It's not like, so it can just be a bit jank sometimes.
Yeah, 100% their fault. Completely agree. Okay, free kanji per lesson. You can also let me know if you're like, I know that kanji. We don't need to go over it.
Incorrect. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, we need to go over some kanji because I've completely neglected them. Okay, our first one for this lesson is going to be expensive. Tool. High.
Takai?
Takai, yes. It's also in Koko, which is high school.
Koko. Yeah. Which one is which? Takai is
this if you add an E onto the end, like the character E.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this is, you'll see Koko in a second. But yeah, it has stroke order at the side there as well. I always say to people, learn the stroke order when you're practicing. At the end of the day, when you actually write it without seeing the stroke order, you don't do it in the stroke order. As long as it looks right, it's not the end of the world. Never tell my old kanji teacher I said that. But like,
I'm British again, doing their own thing. Actually, it looks nice. Who cares?
Actually, I think you should just write it all romanized and.
Yeah, just write it in English.
But no, do write it in the correct stroke order whilst you're learning it, because.
To be fair, I didn't write my letters when I write in English. I just add the letters in sometimes halfway through the sentence. I'll go back and backfill them in.
Do you mean like you realise you spelled it wrong and you go back through, or?
No, sometimes I'll write a word and I'll forget. I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't put the E in it. So I'll read it back and I'll go back. And I say I read backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will happen when I write, where I'll write forwards.
Interesting.
And then go back and fill in.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, like, I'm just bad at spelling, but one of my problems is that I don't check it. So it's going to stay spelled bad. So that's really interesting that you actually look back.
Yeah. I'll go back and write it in.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Anyway,
that's weird.
We then have little, small.
Chisai.
Chisai. Also, let me know when you're ready to
Chisai.
move on to the next pages because I don't know. I can always put you there.
Next.
Ta-da. And gakko, school. Or it's not literally gakko, but it's in gakko. Cool.
Gakko.
Gakko.
Is that it? Yeah, you can go next.
Okay, cool. So we focus on actually learning the words, not just random reading. So these are some of the words you already know that use these words, characters, in fact. So jot it down. Now you know how to write high school.
I'm just write it down. Next.
High school student, kokose.
Of course, then. Next.
Elementary school,
Oh. Sure.
show something.
Gaxo.
Show gakko,
Gakko. Not Gaxo. That's small. That's small student.
small school student.
Next.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry. Sure. Gaxo. Yay.
I had like a mini crisis the other day where I was like, do I use elementary school or primary school? And I wanted to use primary school, but
Yeah.
I just
The
thought like
British
this.
are coming. The British are coming.
So the problem with using primary school is that high school translates so well to high school because it literally uses high in there. And I didn't feel right using primary school and high school. If
Yeah,
that,
no, I don't really. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, but small school makes sense, like little school.
Yeah.
That's what we would call it, is little school.
little school, back in little school.
Little school, though. Sorry, next. God.
Example sentences. Please Reese. Reese. Please Reese.
Please, Reese. Konko wa asoko desu.
Yes, it is.
Sore wa gakko desu ka?
Is that a school?
Is it school? Sore wa watashi no shogakko desu. That's my little school.
I own it.
Mine. Kare wa kokosei desu. He's a high school student.
He is.
He is. You have 10 seconds to read the following sentence before the reading translations are revealed.
Cool.
Whoa.
You can have a
read.
few more seconds if you need it. I think you'll be fine.
Chichi wa koko no sensei desu.
What does it mean?
My dad is a teacher in a high school.
He is.
Haha wa
Ha ha
little
ha.
school. Ha ha ha.
It's not that. You got it right. Carry on.
Super funny. She's super funny, actually. Ha 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 wa. Sure. Gax. No, why is she a little school student when she's a mom? That makes no sense. She really is funny, isn't she? Oh my god. Haha wa shogakko no sensei. What's that?
Ja.
Janai desu. Janai desu. What's that? I love the way that I said, what's that out loud? My brain was really processing it. I was like, what's that? I was jump scared by the extra information. My really funny mum is not a teacher at little school. Kanajo wa shogakko gakusei desu. She's a little school student.
She's a little school student.
She goes to little school.
So technically you'd have a writing test now. What I will say is if you actually do want to do some writing, you're welcome to, and just send the pictures over on Discord, or you can just say this in Japanese if you want.
Is it kare? What's it? What's? I
Karera.
know what kare ga.
Karera. Karera.
Karera.
Yep.
I was going to say watashi. Watashi.
Yeah. So that is we, watashi tachi.
Yeah.
Tashi
That's what I
tachi.
thought. I thought I, multiple of I means we. Wa koko gakute
Mm-hmm.
wa no janai desu.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So-
no.
So let's
They're
see
not
what we've
high
got.
school students.
彼らは高校生じゃないです。
Oh yeah,
So,
Coco.
yes.
So I said Coco Gaxe. I put an extra bit in there.
高校学生。I wonder, I'm just gonna put it this way. Oh no, orientation is logged. Okay, whatever. Cool.
Ha.
Oh.
Wow. No, that's mum. Mum's funny, not dad. Chichi wa shogakko
Mm-hmm.
no sensei desu.
父は小学校の先生です。
Yes. Sore wa?
Mm-hmm.
Sore wa gakko janai desu. That's not, it's Arima. Is that Arima? No, it's not.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh God, I shouldn't have second guessed myself. God. How old is he? Kare wa something sai desu. Nansei desu ka?
Yeah, 彼は何歳ですか?
Bobby, give me a second. Just let me figure it out. I've got a big brain. Today is not Wednesday. Kyo wa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's Wednesday? Kyo. What? I don't know.
Sui.
Mochi? No.
Sui. Sui.
What are you saying, babe?
Sui will be.
Suyo.
Sui.
You go and see her, then I've got the water. The water ghost in the background. Suyobi. Nai.
じゃない。水曜日ない。There is no Wednesday.
Wednesday. Today is no Wednesday.
Okay,
I
let's
hate
have...
days.
Hmm?
I hate days of the week.
Yeah.
What a day. What a day indeed.
Okay, let's do another one. This is the
Okay.
old design in this. Tell me what you think, because I think I prefer the other one.
I like it's cute.
Oh no, don't say that, because I spent ages yesterday, like, redesigning it.
It's just one person's opinion.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, I'm that person that's, like, everyone has to like it. Everyone.
You're always going to be displeased then, aren't you?
Yeah, it's true.
Hashtag therapist. Origin, exactly. Key?
This one's key, yeah.
I got it. So
Gen.
close.
Key.
What's that? What's the first one, sorry?
Gen. I mean, it has other readings,
Gen.
but
Oh, yeah.
But this-
Okay, yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Key. To understand part minute. Okay, please read.
Thank you. Me never. Wakarimasu.
Cool.
Puno fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nan pun.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at these example sentences.
Yay, please read.
O genki desu ka?
I like the kind of like rhythm you put in there.
Yeah. That's a proper anime rhythm, that is. Daijoubu.
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 Please read with a British accent.
San ji ko do fun desu.
Sanji.
I don't know why I tried to change to Jason Statham for a second. But...
Okay, yeah. Is it 3:05 o'clock?
Yeah, it is. Ima wa nanji nan pun desu ka?
Yeah, this could be used to literally ask, like, I need the exact minute and hour kind of thing. I just put it in here because it's something you can do.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I've never asked that. Wakarimasu.
Do you understand? Everyone forgets as well that this character here can be used to write wakarimasu because everyone associates it with minute.
Ah, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, please read.
Hi, genki desu.
Yes, I'm well.
I'm not. Ima wa gozen 10時10分ですか? Right now, is it 11 o'clock at 11 in the afternoon?
Oh, look at that new font. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
I thought I'd be able to like literally just press that and change. Yes, there we go. There you go.
Good, yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to select all and then it should change all of it.
I think it has.
Yeah. I said 10, I said 11, it's 10 past
Yes,
10. 11
10
past
past
11. 10 past 11, 11 past 11. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Please, you don't have to write, just say, have fun.
It's not 9:22 p.m. Gozen. Q, Ju. I hate doing numbers so much. Ni, Ju. Oh, yeah, ni, Ju, ni, pun, janai desu.
So, kuji.
Kuji.
Yep. Niju ni.
Ni, ni,
Punjanai desu.
janai desu.
Cool.
Oh my god, my cat just made me jump.
Ethan. Okay. I didn't register what you just said. I was like, wait, what? And I was like,
My cat just likes to come underneath like my chair, but I'm so scared that I'm gonna like roll onto him because it's like a rolling chair. So shit my pants every time I hear him. Because I'm like, oh god, I've rolled on him.
That is a baby. Have you ever rolled on him before?
No, never.
Okay. So it's one of those like, I was like, does this happen a lot? Like,
no, I saw someone else do it.
Oh no!
Like it was like an accident that happened, and it's just freaked me out ever since.
Oh. How old is he?
He's, I don't know, between 3 and 4. I don't know. I don't keep track.
Yeah.
Cat.
I'm like, every time I go to the vets, I'm like, oh, he's that age, is he?
I'm like, wow, how old? He must be 3, I think, because he's the baby at the house. So I don't know.
Okay. No.
I don't care about my animals.
No, I'm not well.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you're talking about yourself, you wouldn't say genki.
Genki janai desu. Daijoubu
janai desu. Cool. Let's do one more because
oh my god,
we're almost there. Oh, it's your baby.
Yay!
Does he like cuddles?
He loves cuddles.
Oh, see, my cats, they're just not friendly.
Oh.
They're friendly enough, like, but you can't pick them up for cuddles. They have to come to you, and also they only like cuddles when they're tired.
Oh, Rupi loves cuddles. He will find me, seek me out.
I'm always really unlucky. I mean, like, I love my cats, don't get me wrong. They're my babies. But like because we always get rescue cats that have kind of like lived outside, and usually they're rescue kittens, but even so, they've lived
Yeah.
outside for the first few like weeks or months of their lives. They're always kind of just like not cuddly because like the first few weeks and months they didn't have people around them to cuddle them. So I've never had that. I've never had that.
Very important time. Both of our cats were like not meant to be rescues, but because they were so poorly looked after by like a breeder, that when we got them, they both were really sick.
So you
I had,
rescued
like,
them
really
from the breeder.
questions. Yeah, and I didn't want to get a second cat, but then when I saw Ruby, I was like, I have to take him.
Oh, oh, you just look so cute. I love cats so much.
He's the little pudding ever. And like
Okay.
in my videos, he'll just be there, like just chilling
Oh,
like, for the whole time.
that's the real reason you have views. The cat.
Yeah, the cat views.
Do you ever have you so something I would actually do for me, not for you, don't worry, is I would be like, do I get the same views if the cat is there and the cat is not? And then I would be like, is it the cat? Is it the cat? Are people there for the cat?
And this is how you become a mummy blogger.
To a cat.
a cat.
Oh, he just like every time you can tell he loves attention. He's looking at the screen. He knows what to do.
And screams crazy.
Oh.
He's the only cat that does in the house. You need to go? That's okay. You can go.
He's so cute. Oh,
Okay.
I love cats. Okay, last one. Let's go. Circle/round. Unless you're like, I'm so done. Can we not?
Oh, we did. To do it.
Cool.
And
Cool. Car/wheel. I mean, these are just like
Karuma.
let's go to the actual words.
Kodama.
So kuruma, and you've said those.
Koinu.
Koinu, yeah.
Koinu, sorry. Kodomo.
Cool. Yeah. Child uses one more kanji. The second kanji here that I've just like hidden. But for now, you can write it just with kodomo. I think that's pretty common for like people. Okay, please read.
それは、100円です。
Cool. That is 100 yen.
子犬の名前は何ですか？
Cool. What is the puppy's name?
これは父の車です。
Cool. This is Dad's car. Please read.
犬は
Daigaku.
I was like, what? That's not Inu. That's not the man walking the dog. Daigaku, no.
So daigakuse.
Daigaku, what's the next one? No. Something. Wa.
Kuruma.
Sen, yen. Oh, car.
Yes.
So, the university car.
So daigakuse is university student. Daigaku is university.
University student's car is 1,000 yen.
Yeah, is that you? So it's a weird sentence, but it gets in
I was
most
like,
of the
what?
kanji. Is that university student's car 1,000 yen?
As my brain is like trying to figure out like the like sentence structure, and I'm like, so. Kodomo wa nansai desu ka?
Cool.
I know that because it kind of looks like katakana, but it's not.
What does it say?
How old's that kid?
How old is the kid?
Or how old's the kid? Yeah. Is it a toy car? Likely. It's very cheap.
Okay. Say my puppy's name is Momo.
Watashi no ko inu namae no namae wa Momo desu.
Cool.
Yay!
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Karen.
Are wa haha no karuma janai desu?
Yep, kuruma. Kuruma.
Uh,
Although I do like that you
kuruma,
called it
kuruma.
car. Kuruma.
Kuruma.
Trying to Britishify the
Kuruma.
language again.
Car. It's a car. Is the hat? Oh, frick! What's hat? She? Is it she?
Boshi.
Oh, she. Oh, I'm so close. Okay.
Gosh, I need to just go with my gut with things. Is the hat, so there's no something, so it's just hat.
Mhm.
Oshi wa
Mm-hmm.
kuyaku? Kuyaku?
Yeah, Q.
That's
Oh
not
my
a,
god,
that's not a special one,
Q-haku.
is it?
Q,
Yeah,
Q-haku.
kuyaku en desu ka?
Cool. Okay. We'll call it there for today.
Yeah.
You can go to sleep if you.
Right. I'm joking.
I think you said earlier you're tired today.
I know. I'm really tired. It's my first day like back
Back.
on streaming as well, so my brain is like, I'm
Yeah.
being perceived.
Did you have to take time off of university as well? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, I had to take a full week off of everything. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't sleep for like 3 days.
Was it? I know it was, but like I've never had anything like that. Was it painful? Like how?
Yeah, so like under my eyes, like they became so puffy that they almost went blue.
Ugh.
So it like they literally, you know, when you're seeing like a balloon like really, really full,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it looked like. And I kept just, and I had dermatitis all around my eyelashes. So every time I shut my eyes would glue together.
Oh my god.
And it was honestly one of the most scariest things
Have
I've ever
you
been through.
had anything like that before? Like that kind of reaction that bad?
I have had it a couple years ago where I got a little bit of like face stuff in my eye and that eye swelled up,
Ugh.
but it
Not the whole
my
face.
skin's not my whole face.
Yeah.
I think it swelled up. I think I couldn't shut the eye for a bit, but this was so weird. Like waking up and like not being able to open your eyes and like literally feeling like you've gone blind is like the craziest thing.
Yeah. No, that.
But I think when
That's
I think when
terrifying.
it last happened, it was like 2 years ago. And I remember being like, oh, I should really make sure I get patch tests and stuff done. But this was just for like a cream that I put on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And it must have just irritated my skin. But this one, it was so different. It was like the worst, honestly, like the worst experience. I've never been so like freaked out.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like really chill and like really relaxed with most things, which I was. Like when I showed them, I was like, I'll show you the video. That this is. Can you see it? Oh,
Yeah.
I send it to you.
Yeah. Damn.
That's as bad as it was the first time that it happened, and my eyes did swell up. But this time was just beyond.
Yeah. And the lady
I
who
could open my eyes. So
did it, did she know you showed her that video that it does swell up or?
yeah, so I let them know like I have really bad sensitive skin.
Yeah.
I was like, look, my skin is very reactive, which is why I'm getting it done so early before I go to Japan in case there is a reaction. But all of my eyebrow hairs, which you can't see now because I've done like eyebrow stuff on them, but
Yeah.
my eyebrows have like snapped off
Yeah.
from like the perming.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, but that's because you haven't moisturized. It's like, girl, I
No.
really do think I have moisturized because, you know, my face has been dry.
You shouldn't have to like moisturize them anyway, I don't think. I might be completely wrong, but my friend gets
The
hers.
perm dries them out, yeah.
Yeah. I like it does,
But
they shouldn't be snapping off.
no, that's why I was like, oh, I Googled it and I think that over processed. And she was like, no, I've never done that before in my life. I was like, okay, but like, I can only show you what I'm seeing.
Also,
you know?
like, just because she's not done it before and they're not in a like, oh, against her, it doesn't mean it can't happen by accident, especially like if, yeah, like if you, I don't know, I don't want to be like, if you got sensitive hair or something like that, but I don't know, maybe not saying it was you, but like, I mean, it could happen basically.
Yeah, and if I've already said that I've kind of got dry hair and dry skin, like probably more likely to happen.
That's what I meant.
Naturally dry. I've got eczema, I'm naturally quite reactive, so it's likely that it is probably going to snap off a lot easier.
Yeah.
So but she gave me no aftercare instructions. She didn't say like, you know, make sure you moisturize them X amount of times or use this or use that. You know, there was no specific guidance. So I was kind of ironically going in very blind.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying, like I said to you, my experience, so I've never had my brows permed, so I can't really say that, but like I said, so I've had my lashes tinted and lifted at 2 different places. And the first one made you come in for the patch test like at least 24 hours before. And they tell you to leave the patch test on for 24 hours if you can. I think generally if there's a reaction, it usually happens within
quite
15.
quickly,
Yeah. And they did say that, but like you're kind of meant to leave it on for as long as you can, just in case. And they basically have it that you don't get your money back, and if you don't have the patch test, you don't get your lashes done. Like no ifs, no buts. The other the other place I
It was
went,
bizarre. It was crazy.
I like that's really crazy to me that like to have someone with sensitive skin come in and say this is a reaction I had before.
And I've never had this procedure done before.
Yeah.
As well. And she was like, I remember when she was taking the eyelashes off, I was like, so what are they made of? Like, because maybe that's why I'm getting irritation.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, sometimes they're made of plastic, sometimes they're made of mink, sometimes they're made of this. I'm like, you don't even know what your eyelashes are made of?
Yeah.
What? Like, because if you're putting fur on my eyelashes, I can tell you right now I'll have a reaction because I'm allergic to most animals.
Yeah.
But if I'd known that beforehand,
Yeah.
I would have been able to make an educated decision to maybe not
Yeah.
put animal hair on my face,
Yeah.
if that's what caused it.
I'm also like just because I was interested in like how this, just because I was so surprised like from the care I've had before as someone who's never had a reaction to anything, the amount of steps that everyone takes. Like I said, in the other place, I had to sign a waiver saying that I wasn't, because the first time I actually completely forgot to get the patch test. And she was just like, and actually the girl who did it, I know her, like she's really nice. She was like, you're probably not going to have a reaction. It's super, super rare. So you're really unlucky there. She was like, I've never had anyone have a reaction before, but you need to, if you want to go ahead with it, you still need to sign a waiver saying you're okay with
I
it.
didn't sign any waiver.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But I have doubts that like any company would have their like not have it on their like what's the word I'm looking for, products that you don't have to patch test.
And I've also been speaking to, like you saw on my threads, like some people have replied and they're like, no, I own my own beauty salon or I work independently, like your insurance would not cover you.
Yeah.
Do a patch test.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. That's what I'm
And that's probably why she's worried about me doing something, because if you just did it through your insurance, this wouldn't be a question, but clearly you can't do it for your insurance because you didn't do the patch test.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But yeah, I was like, if I was self-employed or anything and I had to have, you know, if I was losing like hundreds of pounds from being self-employed, or, you know, I had a really important event or something that I was a part of and I had to cancel, like it could have, thankfully, I take a lot of precautions when it comes to putting things on my face by doing it a lot ahead of time. But if that could have just been so much worse.
Yeah, especially because like a lot of people get their lashes and so on done because of important events.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember Cranky was sleeping in the spare room and I did the full like, Mum, I threw up. Like it was like 4 a.m. and my eyes were glued shut. And like he obviously was like keeping an eye on me, and I like went into the spare room and like knocked on the door and was like, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think I might be going blind.
Oh my God.
And he was like, you're not going blind, you're not going blind. He turns on the light and went, fuck me, you are going blind. And immediately was like, we're calling 999, like this is ridiculous. Yeah. He was like, it was just the mum I threw up face that you had when you walked in.
Did you like have to go to like when you called 999?
Yeah, they took A&E.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, it was all girls, and they were like, "Oh, we know like you don't have to explain it to us," basically, which was so good. I was like, imagine me having to explain it to a man. I would have fucking screamed. Like I would have screamed in their face. And they all had their like eyelashes and stuff done, and they were like, "Girl, this is not normal."
Yeah.
And I was like, no wonder I'm in A&E then. But they were great. I was seen within 2 hours, in and out within 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, especially for NA.
So good for the NHS. Yeah, well done.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go and I don't know,
Thanks.
catch up on the past week. Yeah, have a nice day and yeah,
Thank you. Have a good day yourself.
bye.
Bye bye.